Something is going on with Alex Pereira and nobody is talking about it. Now in this video today, we're going to talk about one of my favorite current fighters, one of your favorite current fighters, all of our current favorite fighters, Alex Pereira. And specifically, we're going to talk about why he does not have a fight announced right now and what could be going on. Now, if you've been following Alex Pereira for the last few years as he's had this superstar run in MMA, turning himself into one of the most famous combat athletes in the world, maybe of all time, you would notice that one of the defining characteristics of his run is how often he fights. And this is partly due to his age. He doesn't have many years left of his prime, so he wants to make the most out of it since recently coming into the MMA world from kickboxing. And on top of that, Alex Pereira wins most of his fights by knockouts and does not take much damage. If you look at his recent fights, which will pop up on the screen here, he fights every couple of months. Typically every 3 to 4 months Alex Pereira has a fight, and we typically don't go a month or two without having an Alex Pereira fight announced. We know very quickly after his last fight when he's going to fight next. We're never at a drought for an Alex Pereira fight. However, since fighting in March, what is now 3 months ago, when we would typically see him already suiting up for a fight again, we still don't even have a fight announcement. And this is leading myself and many other fans to wonder what is going on with Alex Pereira. However, I see nobody talking about it, so I am going to bring light to that situation today and say what I think is going on. And real quick, if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, we are grinding for 800 subs, so if you want to support an up-and-coming MMA channel for free, a subscribe and liking the video goes a long way. It really helps with the algorithm. But let's get back to the video. So coming off of his last fight, Alex Pereira lost the light heavyweight championship to Magomed Ankalaev. It was a good fight. Magomed looked really good, whilst Alex Pereira did not look like his normal self. That being said, a lot of people still said that Pereira won 2 rounds in that fight, and it warrants an immediate rematch, especially when you consider everything Pereira has done for the UFC, stepping in to take fights and saving cards at time, most notably UFC 300. But Alex Pereira definitely is a fighter who deserves an immediate title rematch upon losing his title back in March against Magomed. So if that's the case, Magomed said he'd fight Alex. Alex obviously wants the rematch. The UFC has said it's coming his way. Why has there not been an announcement yet? We're now 3 months removed from the fight and we don't even have an announcement, and we have all of our pay-per-views announced through August. So UFC 320 will be in September, assuming they could get their pay-per-view rescheduled that month. And that will be 6 months from when Alex Pereira fights. He'd only be getting ready for his second fight since March. However, we don't even have an announcement yet. And we know that Alex Pereira is way too big to be fighting on a non-pay-per-view card, especially if he's going to be fighting for the title. And all of the other pay-per-views are booked through the end of August, so we are just waiting to see when that announcement is. Diving a little bit deeper into it, Magomed Ankalaev has said that Alex Pereira has declined to fight him 3 times now. He posted that tweet, it should be on the screen now, and Alex Pereira responded to this claim, saying that he always answers when the UFC calls. So both fighters are not owning up to the reason why this fight is being delayed, which leaves us completely lost as to wondering why this fight hasn't been made and when is it going to happen, if it is going to still happen. Because we have fighters like Yuri Prohaska, who is finishing up school if you didn't see that. But we have fighters like him and other light heavyweight contenders such as Carlos Ulberg waiting for a title shot, waiting for this whole thing to unfold. What I think is happening is that Alex Pereira has been granted his immediate rematch that he does deserve. However, Pereira had some injury issues going into the last fight, and maybe more stemming from the last fight, so I think he wants to take adequate time to recover, knowing how tough of an opponent Magomed Ankalaev is. Alex Pereira does not want to go into this rematch not being 100%, or at least close to 100%, and that is the reason why he has not fought yet, because he's healing these injuries to make sure that when he does have this rematch, he has the best chance at winning. And I think that Magomed Ankalaev knows that Alex Pereira is the toughest fight for him in the current division, and Magomed Ankalaev has been trying to push the UFC to book a fight for him soon so that he could fight someone else without having that rematch against Alex Pereira. And I believe that is why you're seeing it unfold the way it unfolds. Magomed is trying to get a fight booked, whilst Alex is making sure that he waits until he's healthy again. And Magomed either wants to fight a not fully recovered Alex Pereira or wants to move on and fight other opponents to keep his title streak going, because he sees them as less of a threat than Alex Pereira. But that's just my 2 cents on the situation. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think is going on, and I appreciate all comments. I respond to everything, so let me know what you're thinking and we'll talk about it. But with that being said, thank you for watching to the end of this video. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys later this week with another upload. Deuces.